After 17 years of waiting for a true, honest sequel, not some rock, paper, scissors bullshit, the gods have finally rewarded our hard efforts with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But the question remains, does it live up to the original? With 6 main menu options, starting with the episode and custom battle, which is your campaign unraveling the story of Dragon Ball Z and Super, to battle and training where all your multiplayer goodness and rage is at. Then we hit up the moneymaker in challenges and missions, leading us into where we blow that sweet, sweet sunny of the shop and customizations, so you can blow that hard-earned cash and boost up your favorite characters to fairly beat your friends. You can also set your player card to show off how bad you are online. Next after that is the gallery, where you can view videos, character models, the entire encyclopedia, and your data, where you can see how bad you are online. Lastly is the summons, where you can gather all 7 Dragon Balls of one of the 3 Eternal Dragons. Heading back to episodes now, we're going to go through each option thoroughly so I can really explain in detail what each thing does and how you can use it to your advantage in this review. Episode is your bread and butter, telling the story of 8 characters, those being Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Frieza, Future Trunks, Goku Black, and Jiren. Goku starts and is the majority of gameplay going through the entire story of Z and Super, with a few what-ifs thrown throughout the Saiyan Saga, and one for the Android Saga. Vegeta's, which picks up in the Namek Saga, going through to the end of the Buu, has a small what-if change in the Cell Saga. Then it's Gohan's, who picks up in the Cell Saga and can go through either the Tournament of Power or an alternative black path. You then have Piccolo's, who starts in the Saiyan Saga, going to the end of the Android Saga. Again, changing the fate of Cell for his alternate ending. Jesus Christ, every guy beats the hiffle out of Cell! That poor bastard. Future Trunks starts in the Goku Black arc, which I think really misses out on his great start of the Android Saga. But at least he had a great alternate path of him going through the Tournament of Power instead of them bringing Frieza in. Speaking of Frieza, he's our next subject. He starts in, shockingly, the Frieza Saga, to a small sub in his Resurrection arc, ending in one of 5 possible outcomes for the Tournament of Power. Which, fuck King Cold, by the way. Biggest piece of shit. Finishing off, we have Goku Black, which is as simple as his arc. His stupid, bullshit, cheap arc, where I was stuck for 4 fucking hours against the Vegeta and Goku fight for his alternative path. Seriously, what the hell was that? And then there's Jiren, who starts and wraps up the Tournament of Power, who also has an alternative path to a different ending, kind of. So slowly but surely, almost all fights and arcs are covered. But sadly, it's mainly through Goku's, with many characters missing from the main campaign. And for all characters who do have an alternative path or roads, if it leads to the Tournament of Power, they all pretty much end the same. Only a few different victories that wrap the saga early but leave questions as to what could come next. Just because Goku defeats all the Saiyans and Frieza on Earth doesn't mean the androids don't still attack, or Buu wouldn't show up, or Beerus. So what happens next? To move on to what is a really fun, but could have been better executed, are the bonus battles, which are more variations of what-if battles, that some are hilarious and perfect, others leaving more to be desired. Where you're missing stories from the original Dragon Ball, GT, even the Dragon Ball Z movies, this would have been a perfect way to showcase those battles and unlock those characters. But for what we do have is great. Kid Goku and Gohan versus Trunks and Goten, Hercule versus the C-Force humans, the Great Saiyaman filming a movie, which, fuck the Goku versus Great Ape Vegeta fight, this here's the real challenge. A watered-down Gohan versus 3 giant characters, and then Piccolo? But then it does have interesting what-ifs as well, such as, what if Broly was found by Raditz instead of Goku? What if Cell met Beerus? Really interesting outlooks contained in nice, short, one-off fights. You can even customize your own bonus battles, making whatever scenario you wish, or checking out community-created ones online. Now, to challenge yourself against all others around the globe, with battle and training. The training in this game is top tier, giving you true practice to hone your craft and be ready to take on any opponent. I truly recommend this training, as with just a little bit of practice, you will have no issue getting past any foe. What better way to test those new skills than in battle mode, in either world tournaments or one-on-one with another player or the computer. In World Tournament section, you have 6 different tournaments to select from. World Tournament, Cell Games, Other World Tournament, Tournament of Destroyers, Tournament of Power, and lastly, I really mean lastly, the Yamcha Games. Yeah, that's back too. All with their own unique sets of rules and regulations. Or if you're ready for one-on-one action, or you want to summon your dream team, or possibly need to regulate that with Dragon Points, go into head-to-head action. The online multiplayer is awesome, and ranked battle is a great way to test your skills against others all around the globe. Although at the time of launch and writing this, the Microsoft servers for Xbox Live seem to have a serious issue with connecting, causing wait times of anywhere from 10 to 45 minutes. So if you're trying to get some games in for the Play 100 Matches Online achievement, I really recommend getting onto the True Achievement forums, looking for someone or a group to quickly boost those, or get a fun group of players together to have your own tournaments. As great as online is, Couch Co-op Versus leaves one major thing to be desired. You can only play for one map. As great as the Hyperbolic Time Chamber is, you can't really run or hide, and it feels like you're missing out on so much for a map selection that's a little lackluster anyways. You have 12 maps to play, 2 of those being destroyed versions of City and Planet Namek, and 6 additional variations of daytime and nighttime versions of the maps. The only maps I wish they would have added would be an Arctic snow level, like in Super Android 13 or the World's Strongest, perhaps the Red Ribbon Army base from Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Another one you really long for is Kami's Lookout. Or why not Korn's Tower, where you could fight from the base of the map all the way to where Korn and his alleged lover Yajirobe live? What about Kame House? Like, you have the island map, why not include the house somewhere in there? Or why not Baba's Palace? So many options that would have been great to have in this game that have been featured in other games, where I really feel like we're missing out here. But what's the point of these maps if you don't have amazing fighters to wreak havoc on them? And this game does come strong with a pretty stacked roster, combining characters from Z, GT, and Super, with a small hint of OG Dragon Ball sprinkled in there as well. The roster of 182, which is impressive, but that does include the transformations, which to me isn't the same. If I can turn into the character while playing as the base form, that's all one character, not 2. So the roster is still impressive at 111, which, yes, I count fusions as their own character, even though you can transform into them, like others. You got me there. But with a good character count, I still feel like more could have been added, and I hope with DLC they do more than just the Dama and Super characters. Because important characters who have been in previous installments are gone. Why is there no Chi-Chi? Or Bulma? Or Grandpa Gohan? Or for GT, there's no Super Android 17? No General Rildo? Why are there fewer characters from the movies or the manga? There's no Gain? The fact Goku's mother has been revealed and not shown or mentioned is outrageous. Or for the Z movies, where's fucking Toma, Tora, whatever his name is? Where's he at? Why not any of the movie villains' men from Cooler or Slug? Suddenly we're too good to add Salsa in there? Or why not a giant meta cooler? That was the only good thing from that shit Ultimate Tenkaichi game. Or one of the biggest character misses, why no Paragus? We have 2 forms of Broly, but not one of his daddy? Speaking of dads, no King Vegeta, but King Cold and Spobafitch made it? Fuck, even Hercule, who can't do anything, made it? Come on now. The last thing I missed from the previous games that I missed being taken out in this one were the Great Ape Saiyans. I can see how copy and paste they really were, but it was still so cool to see these characters transform, and with how great the new Giants play in this game, that would have been amazing to see play out. Still, I thought there was a whole character redesign with a ton of new characters who all play differently with a lot less of that same copy and paste style from the previous entries, to the point where they want you to customize and make the fighters your own. with various versions of characters having different costumes you can elect for all versions. So now you can have the end of sea versions of characters like Vegeta and Goku wear what they would have worn during the Cell Saga. So you can have a Super Saiyan 3 Goku in his Saiyan armor, or a Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta in his. It really looks great. Plus, the costumes in this are amazing. They really show off the battle damage that take place during fights in this game. It is nuts to see after almost any and every attack how pieces of clothing start to tear away as more scrapes and cuts appear over your character. The visuals for this are truly just amazing. Now, after hyping that up, how can you get and customize those characters? In the Shop and Customizing tab, of course. Shop is straightforward of get Zenny through playing, use it to unlock skills, characters, costumes, computer balances, player card backgrounds, and new in-game music. To me, a major plus of this game is with play and getting your player level up to 20, you can buy everything in the game. So if you don't want to go through those episodes, you can still unlock everything. It'll just take a longer time though. I will recommend to complete at least Goku's episode, as the amount of rewards you get from it are insane. From outfits, the Super Dragon Balls, and tons of Zenny. And customization here is where you can give your character skills that enhance your playstyle. Where if you want more of a brawler, or you like to keep your distance, you can add attributes to do so. You can also change your character's costume, and add their accessories like scouters or halos. So after looking at all these cool items, what's a nice quick and easy way to get Zenny, and more ways to customize yourselves? With challenges and missions. In this, you'll be rewarded for special fight banter, special fight throws, early gameplay mechanics, of trying things like custom battles and editing a fighter, or completing Goku's episode. Doing all these early challenges rewards you with Shenron's Dragon Balls. You always get rewarded for just playing at your favorite characters too, which is even better because this stacks. So if you have a team of 5 separate characters, you're gaining rewards based on all 5 of those characters. So as you're playing, always double check this tab to see if you have any extra Zenny or titles coming your way. Time for a nice break though, to gander through the gallery. Here you can look over your progress of the game, and my date, comparing your record, who you have used the most, how often you fight, on which maps, and of course, see how bad you are online. You can also view the theater mode to see which clips you've saved, cinematics from the game, and lastly the most knowledgeable section, the encyclopedia. Here, you view character models, stats, and info about all your favorite characters, while getting some pretty fun takes from Bulma, Chi-Chi, and Fidel, and the really nicely added Girl Talk segments. In the final selection, if you're lucky enough or strong enough to gather all 7 Dragon Balls of one of the 3 Eternal Dragons, Shenron, Porunga, and Super Shenron. You gather each dragon's individual balls, with Shenrons coming from one-time challenges or battling against the computer. Porunga's is the same way of battling against the computer, but a much rarer drop. I was able to get 3 wishes from Shenron before I was able to get Porunga's full set once. Lastly is Super Shenron, who you can only get his Dragon Balls 3 times. Once for completing Goku's episode, and 2 other times for completing both paths of Future Trunks' episode. You can get it a 4th time if you buy the deluxe edition, the most expensive edition to be safe. Note here, if you have a full set already, you cannot get another. I missed out and messed up one of my chances by not using Super Shenron's wish in between episodes. So if you get them, use them. Now, Shenron and Super Shenron have 1 wish each. Porunga gives you 3 wishes though, which is pretty nice. Now, the types of wishes you can make vary on what you're looking for. You can wish for more Zenny, which grants you 300,000 more, increase your player level, unlock special titles for your player card, special skills, or Dragon Orbs to help ease difficult challenges stopping you from an alternative ending or path, or what I think is the biggest waste of the wish, extra costumes that you can buy. Now, with Super Shenron specifically, you can wish for either Goku Black or Fuse Zamasu. I wouldn't wish for them either, as at level 20, you can unlock them and can buy them in the shop. But if you don't want to wait, I also understand enjoying that sweet shortcut. But that all being said, I much more appreciate knowing for which dragon you're gathering the balls for, instead of hoping for a dragon to like a character, a mode, or a map from the previous games, without needing to really actively search for them, or to replay the Broly fight over and over again as Goten, Trunks, and Gohan from Tenkaichi 2. You know what I mean? That bridge level? Yeah, that shit sucked. This to me is a reward for playing a much more laid-back experience. My final note is the achievements, as this game, if you're a fan of trophy or achievement hunting, is a very easy completion. It'll take a good chunk of time, somewhere between 15 and 20 hours, but once you complete all episodes and all what-if endings, you'll be over halfway there. This game is a very straightforward process that may need a couple of retries on some of the time fights for the alternative paths throughout the episodes, but they can still be done. This game took me less than 5 days to 1,000 points. With that, you can adjust your settings and the accessibility options to help you out too and make it even easier. Careful though, some options you're selecting, as some can really help new players like battle and combo assist, but others can really hurt you and slow down your momentum, like the guard assist. That'll force you to block and attack primarily, which will get you stuck in these horrible combos that you can't break free of or get away from. That brings me to my conclusions, and even though I have opinions that some may agree or disagree with, or you're watching thinking, well, this guy's a jackass who doesn't know shit, which you're not wrong by the way, but still, either way, this game was better than a walk down memory lane. It crafted a beautiful new path for tons of new fans as a way to introduce an amazing and incredible series with a game that knocks it out of the park. Even with my few problems, the gameplay and all elements of that are damn near perfect. So to answer my question, it not only lives up, it surpasses that original trilogy. I absolutely love this game and give it a 9 out of 10, and could not recommend it more. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball, anime, or fighting games in general, you need to buy this. Thank you for watching, take it easy. I also hope you enjoyed my sick, nasally voice recording this. Oh, and follow me on X and Twitch, @RyanALion.